Hey everyone, welcome back. We always get amazing stuff from you guys, and this time is no exception.
Oh, this is a good one, right?
It really is. We're diving deep into this article about the future of AI.
And wow, does it have some bold predictions, like comparing its impact to the microprocessor and the internet?
Talk about a game changer, huh?
No kidding. And what really stood out to me is the article's focus on AI as an amplifier, not a replacement.
An amplifier, interesting. So not just about machines taking over, but more like enhancing what we can do.
Exactly. Like, think about the microscope. It didn't replace scientists. It gave them this whole new way of seeing things, right?
Ah, I see. AI is a tool to understand complex systems we couldn't before.
Exactly. And the article uses healthcare as a prime example, specifically mentioning Demis Hassabis and his work on protein folding.
Right. And didn't he win a Nobel Prize for that?
Uh-huh.
Something about using AI to solve this problem that had stumped scientists for ages.
It was a huge breakthrough. See, figuring out how proteins fold into these 3D shapes is essential for understanding diseases and developing drugs.
So AI could mean faster cures, new treatments, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Think personalized medicine tailored to your genes, even curing diseases we thought were incurable.
Wow, that's incredible. But this article doesn't stop at healthcare. It also gets into how AI is already shaping entertainment. I mean, those Netflix recommendations are getting scary accurate.
Haha, right. But it goes beyond just personalized suggestions. AI could actually become a creative force itself, composing music, generating special effects, even writing entire movies.
Whoa, wait, hold on. So we're not just talking about smarter algorithms here,
Yeah.
but AI actually making art.
Precisely. Which, of course, brings up some fascinating questions about authorship and intellectual property, right? Who owns a song composed by an AI?
Those are some big questions. Okay, so AI could revolutionize healthcare, transform entertainment, but what about its impact on our everyday lives? Remember those robot dogs from a few years ago? They seems like a novelty back then.
And super expensive. But the article highlights how much their price has dropped, from over $100,000 to around $1,500. That's a huge indicator of how rapidly robotics is advancing.
So no longer just a toy for the super rich. Does that mean we'll all have robot dogs soon?
Maybe not robot dogs specifically. But the point is, robots are becoming more sophisticated and way more affordable. The article suggests we'll see them everywhere, in our homes, workplaces, doing all sorts of tasks.
That's both exciting and a little scary, isn't it? I mean, what happens to jobs if robots become that commonplace?
Absolutely a valid concern. The article talks about widespread job displacement and even brings up universal basic income, or UBI, as a potential solution.
UBI, that's the idea of everyone getting a guaranteed income, right?
Yeah.
To help people cope with job losses due to automation.
Exactly. It's a complex issue with lots of debate surrounding it. Some see it as a way to provide economic security in a future where jobs are drastically different, while others worry about its potential consequences.
Wow, so this isn't just about cool gadgets and faster cures. AI could fundamentally reshape our economy and how we live our lives.
Yeah.
This is heavy stuff.
It really is. And speaking of big changes, the article also talks about this potential societal divide, with AI embracers on one side and those who resist it on the other.
Right, the AI divide. It's almost like we're talking about two different worlds emerging right in front of us.
Exactly. And the article suggests this could impact everything, from politics and culture to education and the economy.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it, this tech potentially causing such a big rift in society.
It really makes you wonder, right? What happens if access to AI, or even just being okay with it, comfortable with it, starts creating new kinds of inequality?
Oh, that's a really good point. It's not just about the tech itself, but like who gets to benefit from it, right?
Precisely. And that ties into those job displacement worries we were talking about. If AI takes over certain jobs and new jobs require, well, AI skills, then we got to make sure everyone has a chance to adapt.
It's like we need to be, I don't know, proactive, like preparing people for whatever the job market of the future looks like.
Absolutely. And it's not just on governments or big institutions either. Individuals need to be thinking about this too. What skills can you develop that'll be valuable in an AI-driven world?
Right. It's on all of us to adapt. Now, shifting gears a bit, this article also dives into a pretty, I don't know, unsettling aspect of AI censorship.
Yeah, the potential for AI to be used to, like, control information. That's a big concern.
The article goes as far as saying it could be, and I'm quoting here, 1,000 times more intense than what we see on social media. That's honestly a little scary.
It is. And it highlights how AI could be used for censorship in ways that are, like, sneakier, harder to spot. Think algorithms that subtly filter what news you see, promoting certain views while hiding others, all without you even realizing it.
It's like having this invisible hand controlling what you see and believe, shaping your whole worldview without you even knowing.
Exactly. And that kind of manipulation, that's really hard to fight against because you might not even know it's happening. And it really undermines the whole idea of a free and open society.
So what can we even do about that? How do we make sure AI is used for good, for truth, not for this kind of manipulation?
That's the million-dollar question, right? One solution the article brings up is developing AI systems that are designed with transparency in mind from the ground up.
So like building in safeguards from the very beginning.
Yeah, exactly. This could involve things like making those algorithms more transparent so we can at least understand how they're making decisions, and creating ways to hold the people and companies who build these systems accountable for what their AI does.
So like we need ethical guidelines for AI, just like we have for other powerful technologies, right?
Exactly. And we need to be having these conversations now, like right now, before AI is so embedded in our lives that it's practically impossible to change course.
And speaking of ethical conversations, this whole thing about censorship and AI, it gets really complex. Like the article mentions Elon Musk and his XAI initiative, which is all about developing, get this, truth-seeking AI.
Right, and it kind of highlights how hard it is to define truth for an algorithm. Truth can be subjective. It depends on the context, how people interpret things. It's not always black and white.
Yeah, it's murky. So how do you teach a machine to understand something as nuanced as truth?
It's a huge challenge, and it goes way beyond just the technical stuff. You're basically trying to address deep philosophical questions about the nature of truth itself. And then you have to figure out how to build AI that lines up with those often very human, very complex values.
It's almost like we're trying to teach AI to be philosophical.
In a way, yeah. We're trying to give these systems a sense of ethics, of responsibility. And to do that, we need to really understand human values and motivations on a much deeper level.
This is where it starts to feel like we're stepping into some sci-fi movie, like we're on the edge of something totally new.
It really is a crazy time to be alive. We're witnessing this tech being born that has the potential to change everything. But, and this is a big but, we have to remember, great power, great responsibility, right? It's on us to make sure AI is used for good.
Couldn't agree more. We really need to be asking ourselves some hard questions about the kind of future we're building with AI. This really makes you think about the bigger picture, Like it's not just about lines of code or algorithms. It's about the kind of world we're building, right?
100%. It's like tech is just a tool, right? And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad. It all comes down to us, the humans using it, our intentions, our choices.
And that's why I think it's so important for everyone to be part of this conversation, right? Not just the tech geniuses, but all of us. We all got to have a say in the future of AI.
I couldn't agree more. The more people who understand AI, the good and the bad, the better equipped we are as a society to figure out how to use it responsibly.
Okay, so where do we even start? How do we become, what did you call it earlier, AI literate?
Honestly, it starts with being curious. Don't be afraid to dive in and learn, even if you're not a tech whiz. There's tons of stuff out there, articles, videos, you name it.
So basically, more deep dives, just like this one.
Yeah, got it. The more you know how AI works, the better you'll be at joining these conversations, making your voice heard, and fighting for the kind of future you want to see.
Makes sense. And what about this whole thing about robots taking our jobs? That's a big one people are worried about. How do we, I don't know, future-proof ourselves?
Totally valid fear, but it might not be as simple as robots replacing humans completely. It's more like humans and AI working side by side. The key is to focus on skills that, complement AI, not compete with it.
Okay, so stuff like creativity, thinking outside the box, problem solving, those are skills that robots can't really replicate, right?
Exactly. Those are uniquely human. They're going to be valuable no matter what, especially as AI takes over more routine stuff.
That's actually kind of hopeful.
Yeah.
So it's not all doom and gloom. There's stuff to be excited about with AI, too.
Absolutely. I mean, this article, it's shown us the potential upside, right? AI could help solve some of our biggest problems, but we got to make sure we're using it responsibly, ethically. It's on us.
Well said. So as we wrap up our own deep dive into this whole AI thing, what's the one thing you really want our listeners to remember?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. The future of AI, it's not some set path. We're writing the story right now with every choice we make.
So basically, stay informed, stay engaged, and help shape AI for good, right?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Awesome. And on that note, that's a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us as we explore the ever-changing world of AI. Keep those brains buzzing, and we'll catch you next time.